New horrors. Who dis? Welcome back to RPG Horror Stories, where I go on Reddit so you don't have to. We're back at it again. Another week, new horrors, back on Reddit this time. For those of you that don't know how this works, what we are doing is we are going to r/RPG Horror Stories on Reddit and taking some of the top stories from this week and reading them for your schadenfreude pleasure. Also, switching things up a little bit, I've got a surprise for y'all at the end, so stick around for that. Without further ado, let's jump in. To start off, we have player does not engage with the story, but in such a dramatic way I can't help but be impressed. I've experienced some people where it's so impressive how dramatic they are. I'm excited to see where this one goes. I was running a superhero game a few years ago. It was a break from my usual campaign and I wanted to involve the DM. They played a duo of a shapeshifter and a strongman that we will respectively call Bella and Bitey. You'll soon see why. Bella and Bitey start making their name in the city, fighting supervillains, gang members, and foiling bank robberies, the usual fare. After a battle, they find a burner phone ringing in an alley. Bitey picks it up and answers it. On the other hand, there is a clearly modified voice that congratulates them on the job and wants to meet them, offering them some leads for their investigation. Bitey breaks the phone and throws it away. Bella is kind of flabbergasted by this, as it was clearly a quest hook. Bella was the DM after all. But Bitey tells them it was what his character would do since he doesn't trust people. God damn it! So many times we have the people say, it's what my character would do. No, I don't care if it's what your character would do. This DM is literally setting up the next, probably, set of main quest line that they're going to go on, and this person's like, nope. It's what my character would do. I'd break the phone in half. It's probably just bullshit anyway, you know? It's what his character would do since he doesn't trust people, especially mysterious voices on the phone. Which is fair, not fair. But if people in the superhero genre did reasonable things, we wouldn't have comic books. That's so true. We just wouldn't have comic books, that's... After a while, our team fights a new superpowered gang, save a hospital from a villain with time-stopping powers, meet a Commissioner Gordon analog to help them, figuring that it would be a better appreciated quest hook. It was, but I had to find a way to at least wrap up that previous plotline since Bitey wanted to know at least what the deal was. It was supposed to be a rogue superhero working against the government and make some kind of authority-like super team, by the way. Bitey finds another phone. This time Bella wants to answer, but he insists upon it. Before the voice can even say anything, Bitey goes into a tirade about how he doesn't like being followed and he would crush him next time he called. Then proceeded to eat the phone? What? Okay, there's a few things here. Number one, why is the DM you didn't get that plot line? Here's another burner phone. Hey, you snapped that burner phone in half. Okay, here's another burner phone. Oh, you ate that one. Cool. We have to probably talk about that. But here's another burner phone. Like, come on, man. You can't come up with something better than a burner phone. Like, if we're talking logically here, let's just bring logic into the situation. The first burner phone didn't work, right? So the rogue superhero would probably be like, man, that burner phone didn't work. I guess I'm just gonna have to talk to them in person. Like, that's logically what a superhero would do, right? In my mind, at least. The logic isn't, damn, that burner phone didn't work. Well, I got 20 more in the back. Might as well, one of them's got to hit, you know? But also, superhero in superhero world finds another burner phone on the ground, picks it up and answers it, and before the person can talk, starts yelling, I was like, I don't like being followed. Don't follow me. By the way, I'm gonna crush you next time I see you. Also, anyway, what's for lunch? Like, what the fuck? Descripting very loudly how he was chewing on it and making a full crunching noise. I gotta admire his commitment to the bit, though. The fact that he said he eats the phone and then he just went, yeah. I love these rare earth minerals. Like, that. Hats off to you, sir. Bella is again surprised at this, since even the player said he wanted to know who he was. Bitey says that this is all I get Bitey now, never mind. It clicked. Like, 2 wires, finally, like, the synapses sparked, I got the brain cell back. Okay, Bitey. Bitey says that this is a ploy to draw him out in the open if he really wants to talk. Okay. OP, you need to get better at writing. I've been struggling this entire time. You don't know how many times I've had to reread sentences. After yet another mission, which they infiltrate a nightclub ran by a clairvoyant, this time our mysterious wannabe backer calls Bitey on his own phone from a private number. Stop using the phone! Stop it! It clearly didn't work! Oh, damn, I ran out of the 20 burner phones. Star 69 it is. Let's go. What the hell? Okay. The moment he recognizes who it is, Bitey actually breaks his own phone, tears off the SIM, and eats it. What? Stop eating things. Stop eating things. And that was the end of that plot line in the campaign shortly after due to scheduling issues. He's a shapeshifter. Why is he eating things? I have never seen a plot hook refused so thoroughly. I could have used another way for contacting them, true, but on the other hand, I don't know if Bitey would have tried to eat a messenger or a carrier pigeon. I do not want to know. You think you should have tried something else? You think? No. You can't. I'm at a loss right now. First off, why is the fucker eating things? Second off, why is the DM just throwing more phones at him when clearly he has a taste for cell signals? Okay, word to the wise for DMs out there, new and veteran alike. If one plot hook doesn't work, don't throw the same plot hook at them 3 more times. Just, like... Let logic guide you. They wouldn't keep trying the cell phone, you know? This isn't prank calling a pizza joint. If we're throwing it in the context of this story, it's literally a rogue superhero noticing that the government is up to some shady shit and needs to get other superheroes on his side so that he can fight the government. I gotta be honest, I really don't think Iron Man would just keep calling and then Star 69ing it, you know what I mean? But also, this screams teenager to me. It screams teenager. Okay. Cool. Off with a bang. On to the next. I'm gonna put a violence warning in this one. If it does happen to be violent, here is the timestamp in which the story ends. You can skip ahead to there. This next story is called D&D Player Attacks the DM After Dying in-Game. Let's jump in. This happened a few years ago at our DM's house. He was hosting an apocalyptic campaign set in Middle-earth, but with a very loose connection to the actual Tolkien lore. I remember I was playing a drow barbarian from the ruins of Mordor, for example. The asshole in question was playing as a human wizard. He was actually DM's sister's boyfriend at the time. She was playing with us. I never was crazy about him, but he seemed somewhat normal until we started playing, at which point he got super competitive and self-important. His character had to be more important than everyone else's, especially DM's sister. She was an orc cleric. Ooh, that sounds like a red flag on top of main character syndrome, which is also a red flag. So, already turning. Great. I remember, for example, the party being sent to an eastern city-state called Isenor to investigate the rise of a new Dark Lord, and he monopolized 80% of the dialogue with the NPCs and would remind the party that he was the leader of the investigation because the wizard always leads the party in Middle-earth. And any NPC, of course, who reminded him that he is not a Maiar like Gandalf, basically the DM's way of keeping his ego in check, would get either harassed, murdered, or even in one case, he attempted to commit sexual violence on an NPC who told him to fuck off. And that he was not a true wizard. DM stopped him and warned him that there would be none of that in his campaign. Red flags popping up one after the other right in here. We got a main character murder hobo red flag machine. That's what this guy is. At least, like, I am so grateful that the DM is seeing this and he's like, no. Sit back down, little man. All right, that's good. We've got some good parts in this story. Remembering the title of this story, I feel really bad for what's coming for the DM. Let's go. He didn't argue, but he did shit talk the DM and claimed he was busting my balls and not letting his character to be inauthentic and denying my player agency. This is such a toxic person. This is a kind of dude who probably hides his toxic masculinity until everybody is really comfortable around it, and then he lets it out like the ugliest fucking bulldog you've ever seen. The final session with him, end of this campaign unfortunately, was when we did find the Dark Lord and confronted him. We as a party way overestimated our strength, which was our fault. This led to everyone but the DM's sister and another player, Hobbit Barbarian, dying. This includes DM's sister's boyfriend, who raged at the DM for allowing us to even fight such a high-level enemy just to get killed. He said, "You knew what we were up against and killed off most of the party. Piece of shit, DM." And then... What? God, yeah, no, this tracks, never mind. Then accusing the DM of doing all this just to kill him off because you couldn't handle my character. And then bizarrely claiming, "You can't handle the fact that I am balls deep inside your sister every fucking day, you jealous ass bitch." Ho ho ho! Fuck! Fuck! Spit on my microphone. I'm fucking speechless. Like dead ass. I'm speechless. Imagine wanting to be an alpha male so much that you let a brother know that you're balls deep inside his sister every single day, and he's fucking jealous of it. What the fuck? Oh my god. Okay, cool. DM was obviously also getting angry at this point and telling him what a baby he was being, and he kept yelling at DM as me and DM's sister try to calm him down. He then tells DM's sister, "Shut the fuck up." If that was my sister, that man would no longer be standing. That's just me, though. I hope it gets that way. I'm a bad person. Okay. And then DM got in his face and said, "Don't you ever talk to her like that." And then he punched the DM in the face and knocked him to the ground and started strangling him. Ho! Ho! His sister was freaking the hell out, and Hobbit Barbarian was trying to pry him off, and then I threatened to call the police on him, and that's what got him to stop. He was up in my face for a second, and then just stormed out. Huh. I've never had a session end in blows before. I count my lucky stars for that. But this is like fucking Maury. Oh my god. We all checked on the DM and he was okay. His sister insisted he get checked out by a doctor, so he did and was fine medically. The shit stain called DM's sister to try and apologize, but kept making excuses about how DM was apparently trying to provoke a fight, but she was done with him and told him she never wants to see him again. So he then started raging at her and saying that she never stood by him and started making disgusting suggestions about her having sex with the DM. What an insecure little man-child. Oh my god. Okay, anybody, if you're dating a guy and he is switching on a dime like this, but you keep on going back because all the good parts are so good, but those bad parts are still there, but the good parts make you forget about the bad parts, you know? Those bad parts are probably a lot heavier than the good parts. Get yourself out of there. Oh my god. Honestly, this is one of my favorite stories so far because the DM is sticking up for the players. The girl is sticking up for herself. Everybody is supporting the people that the bad guy attacked. This is an A1 story in my book so far. She blocked him and I have no idea what they did in terms of legal action or if that psycho ever called again. But that game kind of got soured and we never finished it. We ended up playing D&D again about a year later with a new setting and characters, and we are all still friends. Yeah, this is an A1 story in my book. Like, everything was done right. Tell them to stop. Shut them down. support the people that he's attacking. Kick him out of the house. Call the police on him. Like, that's the only thing that I would have said. They threatened to call the police on him. They should have called the police on him. That is assault. Like, straight up. The DM followed all the correct steps. He was supportive of the players when he was being rude. The players were supportive of the DM when this guy was attacking him. And in the end, the sister broke up with the red flag producing alpha male incel insecure machine. You know? All right. That A1 story. Gold star. On to the next. To finish this off, in the last video I did, I read stories submitted by you all. But I got such a positive response of having such a nice, like, refresh at the end of the video by doing a glory story instead of a horror story. A glory story is where things go right, plans go as planned, or go as unplanned, but in a great way. Something funny happens, not at the expense of others, a whole myriad of different things. But it was a nice little breath of fresh air and a regaining of hope inside humanity. So to finish this off, we are going to read a glory story that was submitted by you all. This story was submitted by Brunilla, and it is titled Eating Popcorn with the Gods. This is from my second campaign, back when I was a tween playing with my cousins and siblings. The campaign was the Holiday Guardians, a motley crew saving the holidays. After another rescuing of Christmas, we learned that we had been charged with ruining various holidays. Something fishy was going on, and we were being framed. But those sent to capture us had already arrived. Santa knew that something was afoot, and revealed what they knew. The various gods of death and the afterlives were the ones that would be handling our imprisonment. They revealed a book that had the explanation for how to leave the underworlds. You could somehow do the impossible task of convincing a deity to release you, or challenge them to a battle for your freedom and win. This was noted as being the safest way. Just starting off, that's a cool take. Just having to save Christmas, and Santa is like a top secret organization that rules it, and you're being framed for ruining other holidays, and the only way to get out of jail is by challenging another god and winning. I would love that, like, that idea so much. Let's see where it goes. Eventually, everyone in the party had been captured except my bard Rena. I had to cast my first ever spell, Invisibility, on myself. Now, after almost 2 years, you'd think I'd done that already, but I was aforementioned tween. Yeah, it happens to the best of us, yeah. When I started playing, I was a tween, and all I knew was lockpick, steal, sneak attack. That's all I did. So, that, understandable. They almost left without capturing me, but one of my cousin's characters, Frost, pointed me out, and I got captured too. Silly true sight. Wait, they almost left without capturing me, but one of my cousin's characters, Frost, pointed me out, and I got captured too. Silly. What? No, what? You know what? If this is like older people handling the tweens, like older people, and then the tween is also there, and the tween's invisible and not being captured, my initial thought is like in a regular camp, and I was like, you asshole. I almost got away. But I'm just, like, I know when I was playing as a tween, I wouldn't have known what to do if I was by myself. This was a mercy. This was a mercy on the DM's part and the tween's part. And now that we had all been captured, we were given to separate deities to deal with. I was given to Hades. I was a satyr, so the DM felt fitting. Each of us players had to do a small private solo to plead our cases to the god, or challenge them. I was the last to go. Some had just challenged outright, but the others had failed their plea, challenging the god in the end. I tried a few ideas, saying I would spread any tales or stories across the lands for them. I was a storyteller bard after all, but it was a no. A few other ideas I gave were also given a harsh no, and at this point I knew for certain that the DM was determined to say no. So I knew the only way out was to play into the DM's hubris. So, in a lofty voice I declared, "You know what? I know there's going to be a bunch of others challenging the gods today. How about we get some popcorn and watch a bunch of mortals get shocked by some gods? We could even invite some others to watch." Then, I saw it in his eyes. I caught him hook and line. Now all I needed was the sinker. He was a bit caught off guard, but he loved the idea, quickly remarking on how he will let there be a dice roll. No one else had even rolled a die. So it being remarkable, we headed inside to the table and got everyone. But at this point, I knew I had that sinker. I'm a level 8 or 9 bard after all, but with 1 expertise in persuasion. I rolled it and was high anyways, but with that persuasion bonus, I was well above anything he could have said. Come on, you gotta convince your DMs any way possible, and that is amazing. If I was the DM in this scenario, I'd be like listening to him and be like, yeah, you know, yeah, I'm gonna write that down real quick. What? Yeah, keep talking. Yeah, I got this. This is great. So Rena, Hades, and a bunch of other gods sat above the battlefield eating popcorn while the others battled. I might not have been in the fight, but Hades also wasn't, so it didn't go bad. During the battle, Frost did cast a spell to spoil Rena's popcorn, so she set it aside. In the end, the party won, but I definitely won the most that day. That's amazing. First off, it's like I think of it as karma, because one of the characters pointed you out with true sight to be like, you forgot one, and you're like, oh, damn it. And then at the end of it, you're just like, I want to eat popcorn with you. We could watch this. It could be really fun. And the gods are like, Hades like, yeah, it could be really fun. Let's do that. I love that. That was a beautiful story. Damn. We had some banger stories this week. It's really fun. Thanks so much for sticking around and reading these stories with me. I hope you enjoyed it. I know I enjoyed it. If you have a glory story specifically that you would like me to read on this channel, I'm having a hard time finding glory stories on the internet because, surprise, surprise, you can't find good things on the internet. But if you have a glory story that you would like me to read on this channel, there is a form in the description of this video. If you could click that link and fill out the form, that would be greatly appreciated, and you'll have a better chance of getting it read on this channel because I plan on doing glory stories at the end of these videos every week. Thank you so much for watching this. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe because there's going to be more videos out in the future. While you're down there, go ahead and leave a comment telling me which of these stories was your favorite or least favorite, depending on the way you look at it. Be on the lookout for more videos in the future because I got more planned and more coming out, and I'm really excited about them. So, until that point, for right now, I will say Auf Wiedersehen, tschüss, and I will catch you in the next one.